Hello, everybody. My name is Dread, and this is Miss Valley Entertainment News. Once again, a trigger warning. The video I'm reacting to is not necessarily my opinion, so please do not come after me, try to cancel me, or give me death threats, or scream and yell at me because you disagree with my opinion, or you disagree with the opinion of the person who originally put out the video that I'm reacting to. We are reacting to a video by Mediaholic, 104,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which says Woke Spider-Man 2 slammed by fans. This is about a 2-month-old video. I'm just seeing it now. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've just watched a little bit. Figured, hey, let's bring some more controversy to the channel. I don't know, man. If you like what you see, remember to leave a subscription. Subscribe to the channel. That's what it is. And subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications. Drop down in the comments, because as long as you are kind to others and allow others to have their say, that doesn't mean you can't point out if you think they're wrong, but do so in a kind manner and don't attack the person. We're allowed to have discussions here, so we're allowed to have different opinions, and opinions are allowed to be expressed. Opinions are not facts. Opinions are opinions. They are how we see things, and it doesn't mean that we're 100% correct on anything. Also, leave a like and drop down in the comments. Please know I read all the comments. I respond to as many as possible. So let's get into this video by Mediaholic. And once again, I'm not saying everything that's said in this video that I agree with. I will give my opinions here and there, and we'll leave this open for discussion to see what kind of good or bad, hopefully good, discussions we can have on this. Let's go.
Not that it's your business. My girlfriend's in Paris, and I got her into trouble with some bad people.
I've always known you're a special guy, and I'm lucky you're my special guy. I love you, Lucas.
Let's talk about what's been happening with Spider-Man. So at this point, we are all aware that the entertainment industry, just as a whole, has been completely taken over by activist lunatics who are masquerading as creators and artists.
It's an interesting take. I never heard that laid out that way. Let me know what you think on that.
And on this channel, we usually discuss how this relates to film and TV, but the truth is this is just as big of a problem, if not a bigger problem, in media like comic books and video games. Case in point, as an IP that exists not only in films, but also in comic books and video games.
Anyone else distracted by our fake eyelashes? I'm of the opinion that fake eyelashes look very stupid. I'm sorry. They do. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I don't think I've ever seen them on anyone that I've liked them. Just my opinion. Moving on.
Spider-Man, sadly, has fallen prey to these woke zombies. And I guess one of the biggest red flags for fans of Spider-Man was the replacement of Peter Parker with Miles Morales. And I do obviously want to say that as someone who is biracial and partly non-white herself, a character simply being mixed race or not white is not in and of itself a political statement or anything like that, unless of course the creators of the character explicitly state that it is, which is exactly what happened here. As Radar Online reports, Marvel Comics editor-in-chief Axel Alonso said Miles Morales, the half-black, half-Hispanic heir apparent to the late Peter Parker, was partially inspired by President Barack Obama. The obvious question was, when you have an iconic figure of this importance die, who do you replace him with? We've got a president right now of mixed ethnicity, so why not one of the biggest superheroes in the world? Alonso said he and the powers that be at Marvel had been talking about this for a while, noting the first discussion of a biracial replacement for Peter Parker's character took place before the president was elected in November 2008. The artist who created Morales, Sarah Pichelli, said the new character's multicultural background could lead to more revelations in the future, including Spidey's sexuality. Maybe
Wait. Why would... Okay, this is an artist. Are you talking about the literal artist, like who first drew Morales, or are you just talking about the artist in the broader sense? Someone who came up with Morales? Or are they just both one and the same? Because if you're just the person who, hey, like, I got this great idea for a character, here, I'll lay it out in words, I want you to draw it for me, you're just the person who draws it? Why would you be talking about revelations in the future about the character, including their sexuality? However, and I don't know, I've not looked this person up, so I don't know, but if you are the person who actually came up with the character in your mind and everything else, then if you're saying that they can lead to more revelations in the future, including Spidey's sexuality, you're basically hinting that at some point Miles Morales is going to come out as non-heterosexual. If you're saying that about the character, then I guess we need to say that's kind of a plan. Then that's interesting.
Maybe sooner or later, a black or gay or both hero will be considered something absolutely normal. You know, it's funny, since Miles Morales became a thing, I have seen fans of the comics complain that, wait a second, you guys are trying to diversity wash Spider-Man. Why are you doing that? To which people who are in favor of this diversity washing have said, no, we're not diversity washing anything. He just happens to be black and Hispanic. Why?
One of the things I've always been curious about is the argument that goes, especially in comic books, or comic book medium, or comic book movies now, is kind of the argument about, if you want more, for instance, black characters, create more good black characters. Don't take the Hulk. I'm just going to use an example. Don't take the Hulk, Bruce Banner, and switch Bruce Banner to being a black man. Or don't take the Hulk and have the Hulk's power transferred to a black man who now is the Hulk. Create your own character. Because that's, to me, that makes sense, because that is how to be a good artist. And I don't mean just necessarily drawing, but artist. Coming up with a good character that resonates with people. Not kind of piggybacking or taking over an existing character and then changing them. So that's interesting. As a for instance, when I was a younger person, I'm not going to say teens, but I probably in my 20s, I really liked Static Shock. Static Shock was a great comic. It was a great television series. It starred a young black man with shock powers. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was always wondering why that character never got their own movie. Never got, thrown into one of the bigger universes in the movie theaters. It was an excellent character, and I think if you're a black person, that's someone you could for sure look up to. I would expect, if you want to look up to someone who's black, if you're black, you don't want to be looking at the Caucasian Superman or, Caucasian Captain America. You want a black person to look up to who's got superpowers. And Static Shock with this young teenager who was kind of a little bit like a Spider-Man in that sense, because he's a teenager, although he eventually, became older in the comics and stuff too. But it was a great, great character, and it was completely underused, and I never understood why. Because there are people who come up with great characters that are of different races, or from different areas in the world. So they come from different backgrounds. They're from different religions. They're from different sexual orientations or whatever. But they stand on their own as a character. And that's fine. That's how it should be. Don't take something that's beloved by a bunch of people and say, I'm going to change it to give representation to somebody else, even though it's going to piss off all those people. Because that's lazy. That's a lazy way to do things. Please create your own heroes. Let's move on.
Why are you such a racist? And it's like, what are you talking about? The people in charge are actually going on record and saying this was done specifically for political, ideological purposes. Can we just take a second to appreciate the amount of gaslighting going on where these people say, yes, we are doing this because we are trying to influence social perceptions, but also simultaneously, if you point that out and don't like it, we are going to call you a bigot. And now,
so yeah, character, at least loosely, somewhat based on President Barack Obama. People who don't like Barack Obama, whether for, him as a person or him as for his political stuff, they're going to feel like, well, wait a second. Is this, why are you basing it? Why are you basing it on this president? I don't understand. It's not like the character is a president. And then the whole thing with the artist who created the character saying that the plan was to come out with a non-homosexual character at some point as well, with the same character, putting that into the character. to me, yeah, that's saying we're lining up ideological things and we're putting it into this character. So yeah, that's definitely there, I'd say.
We have a lot more to talk about with the wokeness infecting the Spider-Man franchise, but first I do want to say thank you to today's sponsor, Beam. Did you know that poor sleep can cause a whole range of health issues, including but not limited to weight
I'll move
gain,
past
mood
it as soon as
issues,
I know
poor
where it
mental health,
ends.
and even lower productivity? And trust me, as someone
Right about here.
down below in the description, and a big thank you to Beam for sponsoring
Thanks,
this video.
Beam.
Unfortunately, yet predictably, wokeness in the
Thanks,
creation
Beam.
of Miles Morales as a character has also led to a wokeness in Miles Morales games and comics. The Miles Morales video game that came out in 2020 was filled with just outright political propaganda. For example, it was reported that Insomniac Games' new title takes current events into account in an unambiguous way, paying tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement with a massive in-game mural that
Okay, I've got no issue with black people. Okay, I don't look down on black people. I don't pity black people. I don't think black people are any less because they're black people. I agree that there are areas in inner cities that are perhaps mainly black or at least mainly non-Caucasian in North America that have massive poverty issues. They also have issues with police. Now, those issues I think need to get worked out, and I'm not taking a side for or against the police or for or against the people that the police are arresting or anything else. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm just saying we know that there are issues there between these poor people in these areas and the police. That's just fact. There's issues. I don't know exactly what the issues are, how to solve them. Okay, so protesting and saying Black Lives Matter, I understand in principle. Okay. But the Black Lives Matter movement, where the leaders of that movement got filthy, stinking rich and bought themselves some mansions and places to live afterwards, Black Lives Matter that only pops up when right-wing people are in charge of the country. As soon as left-wing people are in charge of it, this all goes silent, even though nothing has changed for the people in these areas under the new leadership. Yeah, and the violence, the massive looting, the burning of stores, the ruining of people's lives. This was not a movement, but it was a riot, or at least it got overtaken as a riot, and was also a political movement. So yeah, I have a problem with this being in a game. Absolutely. Absolutely.
that unlocks after you complete a line of side quests. And when you knock out all the quests, you receive the Uptown Pride suit, which is black and yellow, the colors associated with Black Lives Matter. It's not just racial politics that's included here because, of course, we need to be intersectional. As you saw at the beginning of this video, one of these side quests in the Miles Morales Spider-Man game actually involves helping a classmate, a male classmate, propose to another male classmate. You're just a long ways away from when Spider-Man used to be about, like, delivering pizzas and stuff. But all right, that brings us to Marvel's Spider-Man 2, a game that was released less than a week ago. Now, this game does feature Peter Parker as Spider-Man. It has Spider-Men, so it's Miles and Peter Parker. But as a fan, if you were hoping that Peter Parker being part of the game would mean less activism or perhaps being more loyal to the original source material, which used to be about superheroes and not so much social justice, unfortunately, you would be very mistaken. Because as we saw in that earlier clip, not only do we have lesbian Black Cat.
My girlfriend's in Paris, and I got her into trouble with some bad people.
But it seems like the creators of this game are so committed to their gender ideology that they are willing to completely butcher the Spanish language in order to avoid offending non-binary people. And I'm not even kidding. We have this article from Niche Gamer. Social media has learned the alleged Spanish version of Marvel Spider-Man 2 alters the Spanish language to be inclusive and to the point of it being grammatically incorrect. One Twitter user shared a video of the alleged Spanish version of the game and started to break down why it makes no sense. And we have this post by user Manga Lawyer, which reads, "Here is something interesting for Latinos. Spider-Man 2 has inclusive language. For those English speakers, this would be like spreading Latinx all over the game." And there's also this clip of gameplay included.
Primero quiero que conozcas a la doctora Young, una importante entomóloga. ¿Sabes qué es la entomología? Sí. La doctora Young realiza una investigación genial con abejas.
Now, as you can hear in that clip, the character says Doctore Young, which is anyone who's ever taken a semester of Spanish class, like yours truly will know, is not really a thing. But here, as someone on Twitter explains better than I can. In Spanish, there's only masculine and feminine, doctor or doctora, un or una. So concerning the sentence featured in the game, doctor young, entomólogo, or entomóloga. But essentially what they seem to be doing in the game, if this is indeed a real clip, they're trying to make the Spanish language gender neutral, which it is just not. The creators of this game are willing to twist and butcher the Spanish language in order to cater to...
That's not right. And that is just not right.
Modern sensibilities. And the criticisms of Spider-Man 2, despite the game really only being just released, don't end there. When it comes to the character of Mary Jane, who is in this game, some people are alleging that the developers did the thing where they intentionally try to make female characters less attractive because, I mean, let's face it, feminists get triggered by attractive women in video games for some reason. Like, that's an entire subset of feminist activism.
Now, overly sexualized, they want to get triggered on that and say, hey, you know, she's rubbing her coochie on the video game camera, then I get it. For sure. But then go after the games that are actually marked for adult, that are actually sex games. You know, don't go after, you know, the, I don't know, the Street Fighters, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because someone's got slightly too big of boobs, or, you know, come on. That stuff's stupid.
Activist in and of itself, just being mad at attractive women in video games. But yeah, for reference, here we can see what Mary Jane looked like in the 2018 Spider-Man.
Still not the most drop-dead gorgeous. I would consider this a plain woman. Like, she's nice looking. She's no model. Over here, she's been hit with the ugly stick multiple times. Multiple programmers kept looking at it and being like, yeah, no, feminists are still going to be angry. Make her uglier. No, feminists still going to be angry. Make her uglier. Make her look like some fucking dude with long hair. Okay, perfect. I mean, really? Am I wrong? This is an average, ordinary woman. You take away the little bit of makeup she's got around the eyes and the lipstick and probably a little bit of blush. Can't really tell because the light's there, right? You take away that, and she's an average woman who gets up and hasn't done her makeup yet. She's an average-looking woman. Nothing wrong with that. Obviously, an average woman puts on a little bit of makeup. She looks cute. She looks beautiful, right? It enhances things. It covers up others, right? That's what makeup does. Not advocating on behalf of the makeup industry. Over here, it looks like even though she might have a little bit of lip gloss on, she has no interest in appearing attractive at all. So people from Spider-Man 2 think women are ugly, is what they think. It'll lead me to believe they don't like women. Interesting.
Game versus what she looks like in the 2023 Spider-Man game. Now, I'm not trying to come off as judgmental, but, you know, she's a video game character, so I feel like it's okay. I can do that. Sis is looking a little worse for wear, to put it mildly. Now, on their part, though, the studio that makes the game have denied that they've, like, uggoed her down. According to Gamerant, quote, a senior official at Insomniac Games has denied claims that the developer changed Mary Jane's face in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac Games community director James Stevenson dismissed the notion in response to 3 such fan claims on Twitter shortly after the story trailer went live, explaining that Mary Jane has the same face model and voice actress as in the previous 2 games. Any claims to the contrary should hence be chalked up to the developer's improved face scanning tech or MJ's new haircut. Sure, Jan. I mean, we also have stills from the game like this one that have kind of gone viral, showing that, yeah, it kind of does look like Mary Jane just isn't as cute as she used to be. And I mean, when you look at the studio and people behind this game, Insomniac Games, really none of these things are surprising. I mean, just check out this photo. This is basically...
Oh. Are these the people behind Insomniac Games? Am I allowed to comment on this? I hope these 6 ladies are very happy. I'll just move on from there. That's all I'm saying.
POV, you're about to be lectured on micro.
Okay. That's all women. Oh, this one likes Captain Marvel. Oh, great. Okay. I'm sorry. Does this not look like the poster child for We're Woke? Doesn't it not? Does it? I mean, it really does. I mean, it really. Oh, another Captain Marvel fan there. Really does. That's really all I can even safely say.
Progressions. I mean, this is also the same studio that actually released a statement in honor of National Coming Out Day, which is apparently a thing, which said, as we honor National Coming Out Day, Insomniac Games aspires to inspire our players through gameplay. We seek to tell stories that reflect our players' humanity. Therefore, we stand united with the global LGBTQIA+ community to secure equal rights for everyone. We are donating to Outright International to support this cause. You can join us by donating here. Nothing is sacred anymore. Activists are running everything, and quality and story are nowhere near important as things like diversity and representation. That's basically all I have to say for now, though. And
that's true. Okay, I'm not going to add any more to this discussion, but I'd like to hear what you think you might safely and nicely say in the comments. Again, opinions are allowed. Please remember, your opinion is not 100% truth or 100% fact. It is your opinion, but you're allowed to have it and you're allowed to express it here. But please try to be nice to people who have other opinions different than yours. Let's not get into any hate crimes here. I don't need that stuff. And I just bring this up because different kinds of conversations sometimes need to be had around gaming and entertainment, and this may be a place and time to have one. We'll see. So from Mist Valley Entertainment News, my name is Dredd. I'm the happy Canadian guy. I don't know, whatever. See y'all later. Bye-bye.